good time tonight. What's up, football fans? Thanks for hanging with us. You're watching FanDuel Sportsbook's More Ways to Win. I'm Lisa Kerney, live in our Los Angeles studio alongside our sports betting expert, Dave Weaver here. Got our analytics guy here and Ed Egros, and we have some fantastic matchups here in Week 11, and you know how we roll. We're betting them. Dave, Ed, and the rest of our experts are breaking down the biggest games of the week. We're handing out best bets, and we have our best value DFS plays as well. It is go time, so make sure you download the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Sign up for your new account and plug in the promo code MOREWAYS1000. You're going to get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. All right, time to kick this thing off with the 7-2 Cowboys headed to Kansas City to take on the 6-4 Chiefs. And oh, by the way, watch out because the sleeping lion has awakened. KC is absolutely heating up, winning 3 in a row after starting 3-4. And Patrick Mahomes, you saw what he did, played out of his mind last week, throwing for 406 yards, 5 touchdowns against the Raiders, both of those season highs. As for the Cowboys, they've exploded. They've exploded for 45 points in their win against the Falcons. They're ranked #1 in scoring offense and total offense. Got Cowboys on the road getting 2.5 points in this matchup. Dave, do the Chiefs cover that at Arrowhead?
Guess who's back, baby? The Chiefs!
That's what I've been waiting for.
And Patrick Mahomes, you mentioned the 5 touchdowns, but 0 interceptions for 2 consecutive weeks. That was his big problem. Remember, he was throwing all these dumb interceptions. He should have just been holding on to the ball. He's playing perfect right now. Strength of schedule for Pro Football Focus has the Chiefs #4, Dallas #22. And for the first time, it's flipped like that. Chiefs were in last place going into last week. They're in first by themselves. It's the first time all season long that they're atop the AFC West. They got to keep it going. Are you excited? Like, he's not excited about the Chiefs.
No,
He's picking Dallas.
I am not excited. I am a glass of cold water here on this set, and here's how this is going to work. Look, I get that Pat Mahomes is playing well. He had that one great game, no doubt about that. The Cowboys have been playing really well, too. Yes, Kansas City, when you look at success rate, they are #1 in the NFL. But beyond Tyreek Hill, beyond Travis Kelce, do you really trust the receiving core after those 2 options? So that's my first concern. The second thing is, Dak Prescott has been playing absolutely lights out. He should be in this MVP conversation. When you look at average depth of target, Dak Prescott is actually half of a yard longer. So even if the Cowboys are trailing, you trust offensive coordinator Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott to come up with a great game plan to be able to come back in this situation. So to me, the Cowboys are in a great spot offensively, and I think they can win this game outright.
All right, the first matchup between Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes. And by the way, Patrick Mahomes is what I was looking for. He has almost 3,000 passing yards on the season. That is second best in the NFL right now. And the way the Chiefs have been playing, I don't think that people are realizing how successful they have been on offense. So we have that in our pocket. But Mahomes has never faced these Cowboys, and many look at this as a potential Super Bowl preview. Many of you at home are going like, really? Cole's coming in hot with the right take on this matchup. Cole, right? You heard the guys' picks. Which team do you have winning, and by how many points?
Well, if Ed is a glass of cold water, I'm a tall glass of hot ketchup. We know Patrick Mahomes like to put that on his steak. And despite their 4 losses on the year, Kansas City, they still have that #1 offense and passing offense league-wide. But it's just been the defense that's really been the biggest Achilles heel for this team. They're 30th overall, but they have won their last 3 in a row, Lisa, as you alluded to, and they wrapped up 6 sacks in the process. And getting to Dak Prescott, well, that's going to be the key to victory, but it's going to be a little bit easier said than done. Dak right now, top 10 in touchdown passes, and he's limited those interceptions. Plus, we've seen that growth and maturation process of the former Mississippi State Bulldog. He has multiple touchdown passes in every single game this season, but one. In Dallas, we know they won the last meeting, but Sunday, I think this is going to be a little KC revenge in this one. Maybe a masterpiece. Who knows? 27-21, Patrick Mahomes and company get it.
A little KC masterpiece. I see what you did there, Cole. And I dig it. And if you roll with Mahomes and me and my guys and the Chiefs and give those points, a winning $50 bet means you're going to collect more than $96 on your bet. It's the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You know where to go. All right, guys, let's get to the 6-3 Bills hosting the 5-5 Colts in Buffalo. Indy running back Jonathan Taylor now tied for the league lead in rushing yards. The Colts are 5-0 when he goes over 100 yards. 0-5 when he's held under 100 yards. And he'll be facing Buffalo's number 3 ranked rushing defense. The Bills also give up the fewest points per game. So what are we going to do with that? Bills are a 7.5-point home favorite here in this one. Pony, Buffalo bounced back last week with a big win over the Jets. Can they cover against Indy this week?
I don't think so. I love one of the things you see at the bottom of the screen right now is that 0.5 next to the 7, which I think is a huge game changer in this game. It has me leaning Colts. 7.5, that Bills rushing defense stat that you're talking about, Lisa. You know when it didn't work? Against Derrick Henry and the Titans, a game the Bills lost this year. Dave, in that game, Derrick Henry averaged 7 yards a carry. And if I'm not mistaken, Jonathan Taylor's your guy, somebody you had as a dark horse, lead the league in rushing. He's coming and he's been outstanding. And I think the Colts could be a moneyline moneymaker in this game in Orchard Park, Dave.
Yeah, before Derrick Henry got hurt, Taylor was 25-1 to lead the league. And right now he is starting to run away with it. But I don't think it's going to have a huge game against these Bills. One thing to note, that the Bills do play on Thanksgiving. So you think, oh, a short week here. Well, Sean McDermott, since being the head coach of the Bills, has had 2 Thursday games. And he's won the Sunday game prior to that Thursday, both times by 20 points. So I'm not worried about the 7.5 because they're going to win by 20. Give me the Bills.
All right, let's go a bit deeper on these Colts and Bills. And I'm talking like level up like Ciara kind of deep. You know what I'm talking about? We're turning to next-gen stats to get an analytical perspective on this matchup. Of course, we know the NFL analyzes the location, speed, and acceleration of every player on every play, creates these various data sets that we get to tap into. And I bring my analytics guy along here who's going to give us a next-gen stat that you're helping to bet this game. What gives us some good value on the FanDuel Sportsbook app?
Ladies and gentlemen, Ciara. There have been times Colts head coach Frank Reich has kept this team together with duct tape, no doubt about it. Even when Carson Wentz is having an off day, the running game can save this whole offense. We talked about Jonathan Taylor a lot already. Well, let's do it a little bit more. Here is his Week 10 carry chart against the Jaguars. Game where the Colts only scored 23 and did not cover. But JT ran for 116, including 16 rushing yards over expected. Why? Bursts of speed after getting hit, nearly 100 yards after contact. And the Colts, they were smart when to keep it on the ground. Taylor ran into a box with 8 or more defenders less than 30% of the time. When you think of the Colts, you think of a good offensive line. And you add to that a solid run game, and I think that make this spread just a little bit too big. I think this is kind of a buy low situation or a sell high situation for the Bills. I think the Colts cover this.
There you go. Awesome next level info from Ed. We're going to dip back on those next gen stats here in just a little bit. That's Ed's breakdown, but as I always say on the show, you have to do you. If you want to fade Ed and take the Bills as a favorite here, by all means, a winning $50 bet means you're going to collect more than $98. And a reminder, you can make your first bet on the app risk-free. Just sign up for a new FanDuel Sportsbook account using the promo code right here on your screen. It's MoreWays1000. You'll get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Again, that promo code is MoreWays1000. Let's move on here on More Ways to Win. In time now for our DFS download. Of course, that means a chance to win millions in prizes for free. Yes, FanDuel is hooking it up for you for free. Just head to FanDuel.com and sign up for the weekly DFS contest. Get your friends, your fam, your coworkers, and compete each week for free. Just sign up, set your roster, play, and win. And of course, our job here on More Ways to Win is to help you score those points. So FanDuel editor-in-chief JJ Zacharyson is in-house with his best value plays here for Week 11. Hey, JJ.
Hey Lisa, the first player this week that I think is a pretty big value is one that's in that high-scoring Dallas and Kansas City game, or one that should be high-scoring, and that's Michael Gallup. If you look at what he did last week, coming off of that injury, he hadn't played since week 1. He had a 15% target share in that game. That's not too bad in that Dallas Cowboys offense. And really, there's not a ton of viable options at wide receiver under that $6,000 mark. So Gallup at $5,400 makes a lot of sense to get exposure to that high-scoring game. There's also David Montgomery. People may be turned off by the matchup against Baltimore, and I understand that to some degree, because Baltimore is the 11th best team in adjusted points allowed to running backs this year. But the last time we saw the Bears, Montgomery played about 86% of the team's snaps. He handled 77% of their running back rushes, and he was coming off of an injury. He's likely to be a workhorse in that offense, and we want to buy volume in fantasy football. The fact that he's under $7,000, that means that he's a value. And then finally, there's A.J. Dillon. Aaron Jones is going to miss some time with an MCL injury, so it should be the A.J. Dillon show for Green Bay. Dillon carried the ball 21 times last week. He saw 70% of Green Bay's running back rushes, and that rush share should be even higher without Jones in the picture. And don't sleep on his ability to catch passes out of the backfield. He has 2 games this year. Even though he's a bigger bodied back, he has 2 games this year where he has 4 targets. So I really like A.J. Dillon at just $7,000.
Always awesome, JJ. There you have it. Go to FanDuel.com, sign up for free DFS competitions right now. And of course, each week of this NFL season, use JJ's information for a chance to win millions in prizes. Of course, follow our guru at Late Round QB on Twitter and Insta. Hit up that podcast as well, the Late Round Podcast on Apple Podcasts. You like free? I know, so do we. Check this out. We've got a free and unique daily fantasy contest you can enter to have some football fun, get hyped up for all the NFL games on Thanksgiving Day, and win some mad cash. Check it out. FanDuel has partnered with EA Sports for the Madden NFL 22 Thanksgiving Sim Contest. And here's what's up. On Tuesday, FanDuel's running a Madden 22 AI simulation previewing the Cowboys and Raiders Thanksgiving Day game. FanDuel's offering a DFS contest for that simulated game. You can sign up to play for free and get a chance to win part of the $25,000 prize pool. So starting Friday, go to FanDuel.com/league/Madden22 to enter and set your lineup for this simulated game. It's a single game contest, and it's exactly like setting your lineup for an actual NFL single game contest. 1 MVP player and 4 flex players. The scoring will be based on the stats from that AI simulation. So make sure you go to FanDuel.com/league/Madden22. Sign up for the free Madden NFL 22 Thanksgiving game sim contest and your chance to win part of that $25,000 prize pool. You can enter again starting Friday, November 19th, but make sure you go to FanDuel.com/league/Madden22 before 3 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, November 23rd, when the contest sign-up window closes. And if you want to watch the simulation live and see how your DFS team does, by all means, you can stream the Madden NFL 22 Thanksgiving Game Sim on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Have fun and good luck with this exciting and free DFS contest. And FanDuel is offering a special 30-to-1 odds boost for Thanksgiving Day game. I mean, Dave, is that even good?
Yes.
New users can place a max bet of $5 on any team to win, and if you hit, you'll collect $150. This special promo starts on Monday. It's active leading up to the Thanksgiving Day games. So new users, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Place a max bet of $5 on any team to win on Thanksgiving Day and collect $150 on a winning bet. All right, let's get back to our game previews now. And for that, we head to the NFC West and Seattle, one of my favorite cities in the country, where the 3-6 Seahawks will host the 8-2 Cardinals. Seattle got Russell Wilson back last week, then promptly got blown out, 17-0 in Green Bay. It's the first time they've been shut out since September of 2011. That was the year before Wilson came to Seattle. As for Arizona, they were missing several starters in their blowout loss against Carolina last week, including quarterback Kyler Murray and wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Murray dealing with that ankle injury. He is expected to be back this week. He says he's very close. So we do expect and hope that he will be on the field, as the Cardinals are a 2.5-point road favorite. Dave, which side do you like in this NFC West matchup?
I'm not giving up on Seattle. First of all, he may or may not be back. I mean, there's a chance that he doesn't play. He's still listed as questionable. 7 players on Arizona are either on IR or questionable. Sorry, 7 key players, like really good players.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Now, remember Russell Wilson, finger injury. He played in 35-degree weather last week in Lambeau. I've hurt my finger before. That's going to be no fun. He's 0-3 his last 3 games playing in 35 degrees or less. Also, Seattle, coming off of a season low output the last 2 years, have put up 40 points and 30 points. So when they get skunked, they come back with a big game, and I think Seattle will do that here. They only play 2 winning teams the rest of the year, the Rams and the Cardinals. Everybody else is very beatable, and if they can get past this game, don't rule them out in this division or for a wild card. They're not done yet.
This is a great point on that schedule, by the way.
Yeah, it really is. I want to know what happened to your finger that caused you to feel Russell Wilson.
Hockey injury.
Hockey? Oh, that's tough.
That's fair. That's a safe play, too. Thanks,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, real tough there. Now, here's the problem when we talk about Seattle. Yes, there's going to be some questions as far as like what Russell Wilson will look like in terms of coming back that second week back from injury. There are a lot of big question marks as far as Arizona's quarterback situation as well in terms of health, who's going to be playing, etc. I do trust that the line will move appropriately once we have a little bit more clarity as far as who's going to play quarterback for Arizona. But my bigger issue here is pace of play is going to be relatively mediocre as far as Seattle is concerned. Arizona may have to slow it down given injuries. So to me, the under 48 is the real play in this game because A, there are not going to be too many possessions, and B, too many quarterback questions.
Okay, so he just dragged that all the way down. We go way under. Now I'm going to turn it up, and we're going to get to prime time, where we're starting with a Sunday night matchup with the 5-3-1 Steelers headed to LA to take on the 5-4 Chargers. Pittsburgh quarterback Ben Roethlisberger missed last week's tie with Detroit after being placed on the COVID-19 list. Steelers are preparing to start Mason Crosby again this week. The Chargers, as for them, started hot. They have lost 3 of 4. Quarterback Justin Herbert averaging just 204 passing yards and a 55% completion rate in those losses. The Steelers are getting 5.5 points on the road. Pony, bringing you in here. You're in Pittsburgh. You have a lot to say about this team. So do you like them in this spot?
Well, I think you guys are actually the ones in Pittsburgh because SoFi Stadium is going to be Heinz Field West on Sunday night. I can guarantee you that. It's been a problem for the Chargers all year. They've got to go silent count in their own stadium. It's part of the reason why they're 2-3 in home games this year. And so I think that's a huge factor in this game. Justin Herbert's yards per pass attempt. This is a guy with one of the biggest arms in football, and yet Jalen Hurts and Teddy Bridgewater, more conservative quarterbacks, are making more big plays. I think it's a very close game. The line's too big. I'm going to take the Steelers.
Pony, you homer, you. You got Homer in the undershirt there. Tell me. Be honest. Be honest.
It's a pink and blue undershirt.
That's cute. I like it. Like it. No, I'm going with the Steelers as well, and here's the big reason why. Chris Boswell, the Steelers kicker, is second best in terms of field goal rate over expected, at roughly 10.6%. So when the quarterback for the Steelers breaks your heart on 3rd and short and the Steelers have to rely on a field goal, you know they're going to make it. And I think those additional points cover that spread.
All right, guys, let's move on to the bright lights on Monday night. New York, get ready. It's your moment. The 3-6 Giants are in Tampa Bay taking on Tom Brady and the 6-3 Bucks. Tampa has lost 2 in a row here, including that 29-19 defeat in Washington last week. I know I wasn't the only one doing double takes throughout that whole game. Tom threw 2 interceptions in that game. He had just 3 total in his first 7 games. The Giants have won 2 of their last 3, and they're coming off a bye week. Well rested, New York is getting 11 in this matchup. Dave, 11 is the biggest spread of the week. Who you got?
Well, you know, I love me some New York Giants as a road underdog. They've been in this spot so many times, and they always deliver. 11-2 as a road dog their last 13 games. And not only have the Bucs been just losing outright, even when they're winning, they're not covering. They're only 2-5 their last 7 games as far as covering. So I know Brady and Pony brought this up last week. Brady is much better at home than he has been on the road. But I don't think they deserve, Cole, to be 11-point favorites in this spot.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you have an active documentary about how great you are and you have a game on Monday Night Football, well, that means that you're probably going to go out there and get a win because Eli Manning, he's not walking through that door. He's going to be on the Manning cast with his big brother Peyton. Now, when it comes to the Bucs, as Lisa said, they have dropped back-to-back games for the first time since weeks 11 and 12 of 2020, but we all know what happened after they fell twice. They won 8 games in a row, hoisted the Vince Lombardi trophy, and we could see more of that on Monday night, especially since Joe Judge and the G-Men, well, they're bottom third in nearly every single offensive and defensive measurable. The Bucs, they're going to cruise in this one, or like Lisa said, since she's all about the Sierra references, maybe we'll see them 2-step to victory, 34-17.
Well, there's more where that came from, Cole. Thank you. Hey, if you're into football and free money, then this is for you. Get in on a free contest where you can win a part of a $10,000 prize pool just by answering questions about the Sunday night slate of NFL Week 11. It's here. All you have to do is enter the Gridiron Pick'em presented by Simple Mobile, which can be found on the FanDuel free-to-play hub at FanDuel.com/free games. After you enter, you'll answer Pick'em questions about which teams will win each of the Week 11 NFL Sunday matchups. It's that easy. That is it. And this people who get the most questions right will win part of the $10,000 prize pool. And if you don't win the Week 11 contest, Don't worry, the Gridiron Pick'ems presented by Simple Mobile is running through week 12 of the NFL season. So you got this week and next. So you have a couple more chances to win part of that weekly $10,000 prize pool. Kickoff will be here before you know it. So head to FanDuel.com/free games to make your picks and skip the contracts with high-speed data, talk, and text on a powerful nationwide network with Simple Mobile. And remember to enter the next 2 weeks for another chance to win part of that weekly $10,000 prize pool. And as always, have fun and good luck. And we're going to move on here on FanDuel Sportsbook. Some more ways to win. Ed, you used Next Gen Stats to help us bet the Colts-Bills game earlier in the show. Now we want you to give us 3 bets that you're using those Next Gen Stats to help us find a little value on the FanDuel Sportsbook.
I think it's bad process whenever you say, okay, they're starting a backup quarterback, so they're automatically going to stink. Well, we've seen some good backup quarterbacks over the years. We've seen good backup quarterbacks win Super Bowls before. Now, I'm not implying that Trevor Siemian is going to win the Super Bowl for the Saints, but when you look at his season-long quarterback grid, there's reason to believe New Orleans can make the playoffs. His passer rating compared with league average is roughly the same everywhere in front of the line of scrimmage. Then you analyze his total EPA with his top four targets, and this is not too shabby. Deontay Harris plus 12.5. Adam Troutman does need work at negative 6.6, but Marquez Callaway 4.5. Newly acquired Mark Ingram on the positive end. Couple Simeon with quarterback whisperer Sean Payton going up against a simplistic defense in Philadelphia. And I think the Saints deserve some money line, money maker love here. Next, takes a village to raise this Titans running game to Derrick Henry-like levels, but so does the passing attack. And the X factor was Marcus Johnson. Here is his route chart from week 10, 5 catches out of 6 targets for 100 yards. With a solid 22 yards after catch over expected, as seen with the green lines, including the one explosive play. Johnson was one of several receivers in action. He only had 22.2% of the Titans' target share and slightly more than a third of the air yard share, but he did have the second most playing time of all receivers. If the Titans can cobble a running back and secondary receiver by committees, then they will have no problem covering a large spread against Houston. Finally, a reality check involving Jimmy Garoppolo. And yes, the 49ers won with specifically the offense scoring 24, but let's look at that pass chart a little bit more closely. Completion percentage over expected was a respectable 12.4%, and Jimmy G didn't absorb a lot of pressure, only having a defender within 2 yards of him 20% of the time. But look at where his throws went. All nearly short. His average depth of target was 6 yards. That's mighty shallow, and he had only 82 air yards for the day. San Francisco's game script was to run a lot, but Garoppolo has always had next-gen stat lines like these. Unless the 49ers defense gets more takeaways, the lack of a deep passing attack means the game will naturally play close. The spread is too big to me, and I think Jacksonville should cover.
I told you he'd be back. I told you it would be worth the wait. Awesome stuff by Ed. Thank you so much. Now take that information and use it to place your bets right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can place a wager on the bets that we just talked about, the bets that Ed just went over, or, hey, hundreds of others. Just keep scrolling. They're all available for you right now. Time to speed things up and hit a few other Week 11 games with some quick picks. Guys, you know how this goes. I give you the game. You have 10 seconds to give me your pick. And, Cole, I'm going to come to you first. You're in Chicago. Okay. We got the 3-win Bears. They're getting 4.5 points at home against the 6-3 Ravens. Who you got?
Well, the Bears coming off a bye week, and Matt Nagy, he's been the Bears head coach for 4 seasons now, so that means 3 bye weeks. And his record, 0-3. Well, the extra rest, it should give them a little more time to game plan because the Ravens, as we know, they're well rested. Also, on Sunday, maybe it's just the Chicago and me showing, but I think the Bears start a streak 24-20. They get back in that win column.
All right, Dave, 3-6 Washington at 5-5 Carolina. Washington coming off that big Bucs win. They're 3-point underdogs in this matchup. What do you think?
Well, they lost their defensive rookie of the year in Chase Young. That's a big deal for this Washington defense. And we've seen this movie. Superman Returns, 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's very solid. Talking about Cam Newton, he's back for the Panthers. And by the way, his lifetime record against Washington in his career, 4 wins, 1 loss, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think Cam or P.J. Walker, if they want to mix it up again, will come in and have no problem winning this game by, I'll say, 10.
You know, when we're referencing Rotten Tomatoes, we're already winning on this show. Pony, I know you got something up here. The top 2 teams in the NFC North, they're matched up this week at 8-2 Green Bay, 4-5 Minnesota. Packers, a 2.5-point road favorite.
You know, I've never seen a single superhero movie in my entire life. No X-Men, no Superman, no Batman movies. I'm all football all the time. Did you know that when Aaron Rodgers, a superhero quarterback, has gone up against Kirk Cousins in the last 3 years, he's only won 3 games? It's a coin flip. I'm going to take Minnesota and the points.
Okay, Ed, I don't know about how you feel about superheroes and Rotten Tomatoes and all that stuff, or football, but I'm going to put you to it. Got the 3-7 Dolphins at the 2-7 Jets. Joe Flacco making the start at quarterback for these Jets. Oh, by the way, the Jets are getting 3.5 points. How do you play it?
What a smooth transition from superheroes to Joe Flacco.
There you go.
That's how you do it.
Put a cape on him. See what he's got.
Yes,
Let's go.
I can't wait to see him do little deeks and dunks and see if the Jets can take care of it. They won't. Miami can have an average offense, and that will be more than enough to cover against the Jets.
All right, the Jets are home this week, which means, hey, the party this weekend is going down in Jersey in the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands. Of course, it's the place to be. Hey, the FanDuel Sportsbook, it's open 7 days a week. Come watch, wager, win with your favorite teams and players and with us. The Sportsbook is located across the parking lot from MetLife Stadium, and it's so easy to get to. Here's a peek inside. On game day, just hop the free round-trip shuttle from Lot G. If you don't have a parking pass, you guys know it's all good. Head to Red's Restaurant in Carlstadt, catch the $10 shuttle to MetLife, and then head to Lot G for your free ride to the FanDuel Sportsbook. You know, mass transit, of course, available as well. Sunday's going to be hopping. Get your friends, come out for an awesome time at the Meadowlands and the FanDuel Sportsbook and wager, win, and have fun with us. All right, y'all, time to give some underdogs a little love. And Cole, you've been rocking these Moneyline Moneymakers all season long. Here we are in week 11. Give us an underdog, Cole, that you think is going to win this week outright.
Well, Lisa, all this hype surrounding the Buffalo Bills, #1 in the FanDuel power rankings. They have 3 losses ahead of 3 teams with just 2 L's in that column. So, you know, when you take a look at the way the Colts have been playing with Carson Wentz, he's been playing well, just 3 picks, 17 touchdowns. So I'm going to have to go Colts in this one. 21-14, Lisa. You can bet the house.
Okay, I'm going to bet that house. Thank you, Cole. Go ahead and tail Cole's upset pick. Bet the house, do the thing, or make any other bet right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and you can do it risk-free up to $1,000. We gave you the spoiler alert already. All you have to do is sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account, and new users get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 just by using the promo code MOREWAYS1000. And, of course, our experts are giving you their risk-free bet of the week. And Dave, I'm going to start with you. What is your $1,000 risk-free bet here in week 11?
Well, I like some baby dogs. I like the Seahawks at home, like a 2.5-point underdog to win outright, and the Raiders to beat the Bengals. Honestly, it was going to be a 3-teamer, but when I heard Joe Flacco's for the Jets, I yanked them right on out, so I reduced it down to this.
Alternate spread time. Alternate spread. Cowboys-Chiefs could be a back-and-forth affair, and I want to keep that key number of 6. So Cowboys -5.5, $1,000 risk-free bet for a total of $3,000.
Yeah, I tried to jump you there, Ed, because I wanted to steal your alternate spread. My fault. Instead, I'm going with a weekly special on the FanDuel Sportsbook. How about this? Either Justin Fields or Lamar Jackson in this Bears-Ravens game to rush for more than 70 yards. Lamar's on track for another 1,000-yard season. He's averaging 6 yards a run. I think he gets there against this Bears defense. A +100 easy payout. You're going to collect $2,000.
I would put all my money on Ed, making sure he does get an alternate something in. He's 11 for 11 this week, or this season, I should say. Gamblers, make sure to sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account right now to place your bet. Remember, use the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. It's easy, it's legal, and it is live. Take your winnings if you hit and get your money back in site credit if you don't. All right, we're turning up the heat with a free NBA DFS contest, and you can enter for a chance to dip in on a $10,000 prize pool. It's part of the KFC Friday Night Buckets contest, and you can play each and every week in November. It's so easy to enter. Here it is. Go to FanDuel.com/KFC starting Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time to set your DFS lineup for Friday night's NBA slate of games. Be sure to get your lineup set by 7 p.m. on Friday to take part in this contest, and then And hey, let the games begin. Again, that's FanDuel.com/KFC. And about that prize pool, the top scorers will share the $10,000 prize. And remember, you can play with us every week throughout November. So go to FanDuel.com/KFC each Thursday this month, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, to enter the free KFC Friday Night Buckets contest and get your chance at a $10,000 prize pool. Have fun and good luck. And that brings us to the end, boys and girls. Game picks, best bets, DFS, we covered it all. It's week 11, it's here, and you can bet it right now. Check out all the bets that we talked about. They're all there on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. For all of us here at FanDuel, for these guys and all our guys at home, thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you right back here next week.